This is M3llow, and if you don't know me, I'm a master tier player, and I have been ever since. Today we have an interesting video. We're gonna go through patch 14.10, and we're gonna do a little bit of a rundown over it, see what I think about certain stuff and how these are gonna affect the meta, which is currently pretty much only spamming Kai'Sa and Ashe. So let's just jump right into it. We can see here the patch. The prismatic orb will no longer drop from Krugs on stage 2, which is welcome, to be honest. This actually swings the game a lot, considering that some prismatic orbs are better than others, and now they're gonna drop 30% as often as before. Like, maybe you're gonna get this in one out of 10, maybe 15 games now, and the average gold value has moved from 24 to 40 gold. This welcome buff, welcome change, because they were sometimes swinging the game too much in favor of some players. So yeah, double up, I'm not gonna go over this because I don't play at double up, and if you're playing, you're not in the right place, I'm sorry. Traits adjustment. Behemoth, buff duration from 5 to 8 seconds, and base armor and MR going from 25, 55, 80 to 25, 55, 85. I don't think this is enough. The 6 Behemoth should be like a lot stronger. Like I see it like 90, 95, 100 maybe. If you're gonna play like so much frontline, it better be like insane. This is my point of view on it, because okay, the buff helps the 5 to 8 seconds because the buff's actually disappearing quite fast in the current state, but I don't think this change will make Behemoth necessarily viable. Currently, the premier how's it called, frontline is consist of bruisers and like maybe wardens at some point. You're playing mostly to Behemoth in the Ornn Udyr frontline played game, but other than that, it shouldn't really do much. It's probably gonna be good for Kog'Maw reroll, I think. Exalted, moving the base damage amplification from 5 to 7%. This is a welcome buff, but Exalted is not really viable. It's like one of the least played traits in the game, because it's like so hard to get, having to combine weird champions that usually don't share traits. So yeah, Ghostly instances to spawn ghost moved from 6 to 5. This means that the ghost will be released faster and will reach the target faster. This is a buff, but I don't think this is why Ghostly is bad at the moment. So yeah, for Ink Shadows, they moved the bonus damage and damage reduction from 5, 10, 20 to 5, 15, 20. This is fine, but then again, if you're playing Ink Shadow, you're probably playing like 3 or 7. There is no in between. You either have like an Ink Shadow emblem and you aim to go 7, or like you just keep it at 3, and that's it mostly. Mythic. Mythic sees a buff here from the base AD and AP is moved from 10, 20, 33 to 11, 20, 35. I believe they didn't put here the 10 piece. Well, actually, the 10 piece also has the same values, but also gives 100% more. So it's fine. Regarding the numbers, this is gonna be impactful, like the first one, because you're usually playing like 3, 4, 5 mythic. You're not really playing 7 with like any comp, because I don't think vertical mythic is currently viable. So yeah, this is also good for Kog'Maw. I don't know why are they buffing Kog'Maw so much, but we'll see. Porcelain. Oh my god, finally some nerfs. yeah, they're nerfing 4 porcelain. It goes from 20, 35, 50 to 20, 33. I don't think 33 is enough. Like, the damage reduction is not the issue. I mean, it is, but the attack speed is a lot worse, and they're just nerfing it like a little amount. And you actually only care about this on a Momo, and maybe only Sandra, or like if you get a porcelain emblem and you're just going porcelain on any. Other than that, you care about the attack speed, which is 5%. It's okay, sure. I don't think this is gonna kill Ash. Ash is actually moving like in a healthy spot with the meta right now, but yeah. Reaper. Base crit gain from 20 to 25, buffing to Reaper, and 4-piece true damage from 45% to 50. I believe this was the old value, so I guess they moved it back. Okay, interesting change. I can't wait to see the champion changes, because this cannot be it. Like, they cannot just suddenly buff Reaper, considering the fact that 2 of the most viable comps right now are based on Reapers. So yeah, Sniper. Oh, they finally buffed this. Sniper is one of the worst traits this set, because it has all these, I want to say bad, but they're actually useless champs, like Kog'Maw. Like, you're not gonna play a Kog'Maw for 6 sniper ever. You're not gonna play a Caitlyn for 6 sniper. You don't even want to play an Aphelios if you don't give him items with 6 sniper. So yeah, you're mostly looking at 2. This is a buff. You might eventually want to play 4 sniper if you get like an emblem, but I still don't think you can play 6 because you're compromising your front line too much. Which is, yeah, you don't really want to play 6 sniper. Like, unless you get 2 emblems, but that's already, yeah. Then again, why with 2 emblems, why don't you play just Ash and, I don't know, Aphelios or something? So yeah, or like Senna. Story Weaver. 5 Story Weaver Kale ability damage has been increased from 20 to 25 to 50. That's a good buff. Is Story Weaver back in the meta? I don't know. I tried the Story Weaver reroll with the Riven buffs, but it still seems kind of weak, to be honest. I'm not sure where it's lacking power, but yeah, usually the tankiness is like an issue for primarily issue for the Story Weaver comps, because until you get the Galio, you're gonna bleed too much in the current state of the game. So yeah. Tome of Swiftness damage increase from 10 to 20%. Amazing change, actually welcome. Tome of Mending revived. Oh, it's the revive thingy. Oh. I would like to say that this does things like 7 seconds. You're gonna get like maybe 3 revives in an in the average fight, but you'd probably get 3 revives anyway. So I mean, this is one of those things that makes the game delay, makes the round delay, but because it was making it delayed anyway, you would probably have gotten the third cast anyway. So yeah, anyway. Trick shot. 4-piece bonus damage from 60% to 50%. Wow. That's actually a huge nerf. Well, it's actually deserved, because trick shots have been dominating the meta for the past maybe like 3 patches, I don't know. And this patch has by far been the worst. You probably heard me complaining over and over again regarding this. So yeah, this is a good nerf. I like this. Did they go too low? maybe, but I'd rather have them buff it at like 55% in a few patches rather than leaving it at like 55 right now, and still being broken. So yeah, the Umbral Shield gets reduced from 200 to 51,000 to 200 for 5,900. Well, I don't think they had to like nerf 6 Umbral because it's supposed to be strong. You're playing like 6. You're playing 2 bad units. You're playing the Darius and the Behemoth guy, the Yorick. So I think that the shield is okay, but like the 6-piece, I don't think this the issue with Umbral. Like okay, sure, probably in the early game, it should have been 150 instead of 200, and like here 400. But the power in the Umbral units sits actually in the units and in the fact that they can execute, which currently with all the HP in the game, execute is like a really good thing you can have. Collector is okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this can push Umbral out of the meta, at least with this change. We'll see. Warden. Start of combat, damage reduction 15 to 18%. I believe this it's for 12 seconds, if I'm not mistaken, or like 10. 3% is not gonna be a lot. Warden is not really played outside like 2-piece. But even then, you're probably playing like Amumu and Illaoi, so yeah, I don't know. This change is weird. Like if they made it 20% okay, sure, I could have said that this is actually viable. You can actually finally play a Warden frontline, but I'm actually not sure with this only. The base damage reduction went from 10, 20, 33% to 10, 22, 35%. Well, I guess since you were only playing mostly to Warden, they want to encourage you to play like 4 or 6. But then again, it going from like 33% base damage reduction to like 35 base damage reduction is the same issue we're having with the Behemoth change. The fact that if you want to play like this beefy big front line, which is gonna take you into the overtime, it would rather be amazingly good, not just good. Because like this is a number that okay, sure, it makes sense on the paper, but in an actual game in which you're probably going level 8 or 9, you need also an emblem. Like I don't think you're gonna play 6 Warden without what's his name, without the set. So yeah, this is placebo nerf. 4 might be good, but this does nothing. Wanka's champions. Oops, I went a bit too far. The Ari spell damage buff, 280 for 20, 630 to 300 for 450, 675. I don't think this is deserved. Ahri has been a good item holder for like Syndra and other AP comps. He even works okay with Kinsus and other such items. So the secondary damage buff went from 130, 195 to 95 to 150 to 25, 335. Wow, they're actually buffing her quite a lot. I don't think this. We need. I mean, the game needs another game AP carry, and I guess this is the best way to do it. But I'm not that sure. Okay, we got Garen. The Garen mana goes from 30 out of 80 to 30 out of 70. Interesting. Also consider the fact that it has been I think like the 5th buff of Garen, the Garen augment, and Garen himself, like he's been getting a lot of these changes, a lot of these small changes. Like I believe that now Garen augment might actually be viable. Jax, Armor and Magic Resist goes from 60 to 90. This is deserved. Jax is actually one of the worst units when it comes to early game. Right out there, right there, close to Rek'Sai. So, yeah. Koboko, mana going from 30 out of 80 to 30 out of 70. Then again, this helps the Koboko hero augment, but I don't think it does like anything really for the early game Koboko. He's maybe gonna like cast one more time with an item, but yeah, it doesn't do much. Rek'Sai. 40 out of mana, 41 out of 100 to 40 out of 90. Okay, 10%, I guess. Armor and Magic Resistance goes from 50 to 75. This is when she casts. Okay, these are actually decent changes for like the early game tanks and Garen. So you might actually want to keep your 2-star 1 cost for like stage 3 up until stage 3-5. Like right now, if you just see an Amumu, you just buy it and put it on your board instead of your 2-star 1 cost. I don't think this will be the change after these changes. This will be the thing to do after these changes. So yeah. Yasuo, base spell shield 175, 200, 250 to 225. Wow. Oh, okay, they're nerfing the shield. Spell shield versus shield on whole team. I mean, this is clearly a nerf for the Fated comp and a buff for Yasuo, but I don't think Yasuo is like really viable right now. And even if you make him viable, he's not really. He won't carry you past stage 4. That's his issue. Like he falls off a cliff like really soon after. I don't know. People get like seven units on the board. So yeah. 2-cost champions. Aatrox. Attack speed buff. Okay, that's a sizable attack speed buff. Oh, mana 40 out of 90 to 0 out of 60. This might actually make Aatrox viable. Aatrox is like one of the worst 2-cost in the game right now, so I usually don't even pick it. Like maybe a 2-star 1 cost is usually better than this. So yeah. Spell heal. 200 to 50, 300 to 120, 140, and okay, so they're getting his healing. Yeah, okay, they want him to be like more of a carry, I guess, less of a healing bot, more of an Silas item holder. The attack speed buff is weird. I would have buffed his like AP or AP ratios, but it's fine. Kindred. Primary spell damage 125, 185, 285 to 130, 200, and 300. They want Kindred to be viable. Also, with the 2 and 4 Reaper changes, this might actually push Reaper Kindred into the meta. I don't think it was like meta ever. It was always hidden behind Gnar and like the Syndra thing. But it should be good now. This is actually a sizable buff. Gnar. Attack damage per stack. Oh, okay, so they're nerfing Gnar on the... Gnar is actually losing 20 AD. Yeah, he's losing 20 AD at max stacks, which is a lot, considering the fact that he also doesn't get a lot of AP from stacking Titans anymore. This is a nerf, but I don't think Gnar was the issue. The issue is actually Syndra out of that, the new Fated Dryad comp. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, Nico, spell healing. 275, 300, 350 to 300, 350, 400. Interesting Nico change, considering the fact that she also has a champion, a hero augment. I believe it's called something with Blossom. I can remember. The healing will help her be like a reliable tank, I believe, in the early game, but not really. You're usually looking at this because 3-star Nico is not like the main front line of any comp. You're pretty much 3-starring Nico just in the Kog'Maw and maybe the Kayn Reaper Heavenly the comp, but you're mostly looking at the second number. The first number doesn't really matter, and the third mostly the same. So I think this is good. This is a good buff. 2 and 3 cost champions. What? Okay. I don't know why T wasn't added here, but sure. Timo, spell damage 280, 570, 150 to 40, 600, 1150. Decent buff to Timo. You're actually looking only at like third number because the oh wow, 1-star goes from 280 to 400. That's actually a lot of damage, considering the fact that Timo is also actually a trick shot. So you might actually want to itemize Timo early game. The secondary thing is like, yeah, Timo 2-star is already really strong. I get it why they only went with small buff. Yorick, mana 40 out of 90 to 40 out of 80. I don't think he's gonna do anything. Like, okay, he's gonna cast more with the hero augment, but other than that, he's just, yeah, good luck. Soraka, primary spare damage to 230, 345, 550, to 260, 390, 600. Okay, so it's just the primary spell damage. The I believe the cone spell damage is still the same. So Soraka is now building burst. I don't know what this change actually is. Soraka's gonna deal a little bit more damage, primarily at the 2 cost, at the 2-star, but yeah. Other than that, not much. Zoe, our favorite, most useless champion in the game, is getting buffed. It's getting nerfed. What? Okay, the primary spell damage actually goes from 290, 435, 695 to 280, 420, and 650. Okay. The ricochet damage. Oh, okay. It goes from 95, 140, 225 to 140 to 10 and 325. Okay, so isn't like her gig to just kill a target and then just cast again and kill one more target and then just go over and over and over again? Because I'm not sure what this does. I'm quite certain it will she will still be bad. So yeah, whatever. Forecasts. Annie, HP 1050 to 1000. Okay. Healing 5% to 4%. Oh, okay. They're nerfing her a lot. They're just dumpstering her. Debuff duration from 8 to 5 seconds. HP on transform 351,000 to 300, 350, 1,200. We don't really care. Like this 3-star forecast is just probably gonna win the game anyway. So yeah. Spell damage. And they're nerfing the spell damage on the 3-star. Then again, doesn't matter. Kayn. HP. Kayn's HP goes from 1200 to 1100, and the armor and magic resist goes from 60 to 55. This is actually the second nerf to Kayn's armor and magic resist. So I think this will probably get Kayn out of meta. Like now the comps will just be able to kill him before Kayn can like cast and transform and just do the thing that he's known for, just taking units one by one. Lilia, targeting pattern changed to try to pick a line that will hit more enemies more often. This is unwelcome buff. Welcome buff. It will actually help Lilia with the damage issues she's having. Like, she's very unreliable currently because the ball just rolls and then it hits nothing, and then you wasted like 1 or 2k damage per fight. So yeah, she might actually be good now. I'm not sure. I have to taste it, of course, when this goes live in 1 or like 1.5 days. Silas HP went from 1200 to 1100. The spell healing went from 120, 140, 600 to 110, 130, 600. Okay. Interesting change. I don't think this is the issue of Silas. Silas is one of these champions that is a forecast. He has good AP ratios. He has healing. He has a dash. He has mobility. He's on a trait that gives him the ability to execute, and he doesn't really care. Like, he's that type of a carry that doesn't really need a team. Like, for example, for Kai'Sa you need a tank. For I don't know, Ashe you need a tank. Silas is just a frontline unit that is designed around damage, healing, and just 1v9ing. The HP nerf is okay, but spell healing, this is such a low amount, and his AP ratios are still insane. So yeah. Ashe HP went from 900 to 850. I don't think this is the issue with Ashe. Actually, the sniper buffs might actually help the Ashe comp, so we'll see how this develops. Galio HP 1200 to 1150. Okay change, but then again, Galio is still gonna be the primary tank in most of the Xayah, Kai'Sa, whatever comes. Kai'Sa 900 to 850 HP, whatever. Lee Sin 1200. Okay, so they're reducing all the forecast. I mean, most of the forecast HP, and they're actually gutting Lee Sin with like 100 HP, but they're gutting things like, I don't know. They're cutting Kai'Sa and like Ashe with like only 50 HP, and Galio as well, which Galio is like one of the strongest forecasts at the moment, in my opinion. 5 cost. Lissandra no longer throws enemies who survive the duration of her stun. No longer deals damage around the target, and if they survive the duration of her stun. Okay. I mean, I don't think this is her issue actually. Lissandra is like a really good splash in any comp, because she just, the CC is the issue, not the fact that she throws them into the backline. Although this might actually bring Lissandra in line with any other legendary, because now she doesn't provide that much utility. Like, the fact that it was also throwing your front line into the backline, it was annoying. I still think the CC is her primary tool, but it should be better now. And the mana got reduced, but who cares? She was maybe gonna cast 3 times in a normal fight. Now she's gonna probably cast still 3 times. Maybe 4 if you itemize her properly, but it doesn't do anything, really. Xayah and Rakan. Xayah attack damage goes from 85 to 80. Deserve nerf, considering the fact that Xayah has been probably dominating the meta for, then again, 3 or 4 patches. We'll see how this impacts her. Maybe you need to give her like more of an AD item. I don't know. We'll see. Set. The mana goes from 100 out of 180 to 80 out of 160. A small mana buff on Silas. Interesting. Yeah. I don't know what this change will actually do. Like, he's probably gonna cast like twice, and then he's gonna die. Unless, like, I don't know, you're playing Fated or something, but yeah. The fact that his mana pool got cut, it's actually like most of the important thing. Like, it still requires 80 mana to cast the first time, but then the second time you're just gonna get it with like 20 less mana, which is amazing. Artifact adjustment. I don't know why they put the alone here. Whatever. Blighted Jewel. MR reduction per proc went from 3 to 4. This was, I believe this number was 5 on PB, and on PB it was actually broken. I played against it like 3 or 4 times. You just always put this item on Timo. It's just his favorite item. And with 5 it was like really OP, I want to say. But yeah, okay. We'll see how it works with 4. 3 was like an understatement. It was actually not viable on any other champion other than Timo. Now it might actually be okay on some other champions, but it's just an item for Timo, pretty much. Seeker's Arm Guard, base AP, armor, and MR went from 25 to 30. Nobody cares. Unending Despair, shield break damage went from 100% to 120%. This item was trash. I don't think you can pick it like ever. This is comparing this to like I don't know anything. Collector, Spirit Visage. Just this item is like not existent. Corrupted Vampiric Scepter. I think people just don't actually know how to use this item because it's like really good on Gnar and things like, I don't know, Tristana, I want to say Aphelios, things like that just need their auto attacks. They don't need to cast. Maybe like Ash. But I just had a lot of success with it on Gnar, on PB, so we'll see. Fish Bones, I think this item is trash. It's actually underwhelming, the fact that for me everything that says random in this game is just RNG. It's just gambling pretty much. So if it randomizes my attacks upon targets, it just means it's unreliable. So upping the AD attack speed is like okay, but not yet. If it was 40%, it would have been overpowered just due to the fact that it has so many stacks, so many stats. But right now, I don't know. Whatever. Rage Bane. This item was trash, but let's see. 180 to 30, 280, 330, 380 to 180 to 40, 306, 340. Okay, so they're upping it to like later stages. 10 damage here, 20 damage here, 30 damage. I mean, it's per cast is gonna amount up to like 200 to 500 damage each fight, but I don't think this is the issue with this item. The issue is that like you don't really have a clear cookie cutter champ for this item, at least on the top of my mind. Luden's Tempest. I actually tried this on Soraka, and it might actually be better right now on Soraka due to the buffs. The ADNP and the AP go from 30% to 35%. Prowler's Claw, crit damage amplified with 5%. Rapid Fire Cannon attack speed went from 50% to 60%. This is okay, I guess. It actually gives the attack speed of Mittens now, so it might actually be decent. I only played this on Kiana, it was fine, so yeah, I don't know. Radiant Support Adjustment, Absolution, the Radiant Redemption, HP went from 200 to 400. I don't think this is gonna make it a lot better. He's just another useless Radiant item. Like, you would rather have a Varpala Stone Plate any day of the week. So yeah. Crest of Cinders, the most broken item in the game, the most broken Radiant item in the game, is getting the bonus damage cut by 3%. This is a fine nerf. I still think it will need some further nerfs, but it's a good start. Jackshaw the Protean, the adaptive helm Radiant, goes from base AP goes from 15 to 25. I don't think this is the issue with this item. It's just so unpickable because no one outside of maybe Silas uses this. So yeah. More ergonomic, which is more ergonomic one. Attack speed goes from 25 to 10%. Wow, this is actually a huge nerf. You usually want attack speed like on any champion. Like probably the units that benefit the least from attack speed are tanks, but even them actually have some relation with the attack speed that they get mana or something. So actually this is actually a sizable buff. I mean a sizable nerf. Quickest silver, the QSS Radiant item. Attack speed per stack goes from 7 to 9%. I believe this actually has a cap at like 30 seconds, so it should be, or is it uncapped? Am I stupid? I will have to look this up, but this actually looks like a good buff. You're actually mostly taking QSS like as a secondary option usually, so in my opinion, they could have made it even 10%. I don't think someone is just gonna look at Radiant QSS and go like, it gives me a lot of attack speed. I'm gonna go for this. No, I don't think so. Royal Crown Shield, the Crown Guardian again, one mostly viable user, which is Silas, and then 100 HP. Yeah, whatever. Warmog's Pride, the Radiant Warmogs. The bonus HP percent goes from 12% to 15%, which is... then again, do you even want more percentage health? Like, don't you want on something that has a lot of HP? Don't you want resistances? Like, aren't you gonna put this on like a behemoth or someone that gets resistances? Like, do you even need more HP? I don't know. I don't think this is the issue with this item. Like, you're probably wondering why. Well, 15% HP you're getting from like, is it 2 bruiser that gives 10, I believe, and then 4 bruisers gives like 40. So then again, you need resistance to have a good tank. Warmogs, this item is just like good in the early game and then it falls off. Eternal Flame, team damage jump. This is actually the support item, if you don't know. The team damage amplification goes from 6% to 8%. This is not the issue with this item. The issue with this item is that it doesn't burn the enemies. It actually only heal reduces them. And the fact that it only heal reduces them just makes it pretty much useless. Like, okay, 2% damage up, but what's it gonna do, man? Nothing. Are we gonna have like 200, 300, 400, maybe more damage at the end of the fight? Yeah. Knight's Vow. This item is trash. You actually rarely want something that gives you, that gives your frontline Omnivamp and HP. There are actually only few viable comps that actually require HP and Omnivamp on a frontline unit. So I don't know. Spite. I like AD and AP, but Spite is actually a joke of an item. I'm not gonna even read this. Doesn't matter. Okay, augments. Silver augments branching out. The turns delayed went from 1 to 0. You're actually getting it instantly, which is fine. I never really understood why they put that delay, but now it should be fine. The golden remover can now appear on 4-2. Interesting. I don't think you're gonna take it on 4-2. You're probably gonna take it on like as a first or like a second augment, but I guess if you need it, if you like have a Kaisa that you need to keep and you just want to move your items on Zaya, but other than that, it's useless mostly. Gold augments. Haunted house, the ghostly. Oh, the ghosts went up from 1 to 2 ghosts. Now they're gonna have like a billion ghosts around them, but this might actually make ghostly OP. Like this is actually one of the instances you wanna play ghostly because it just got buffed by 100%. Yeah, interesting. Heroic grab bag. Gold went from 4 to 6. I like this item. I like that you usually get this as last resource when you don't have your items on your carry and you just like need something to save you up. The 6 gold is actually welcome. The 2 bonus gold is actually welcome. Inspiring epitaph. Shield ratio went from 25% to 20%. Yeah, this was a must pick item usually for team fights. It's actually like a really good augment, and it will probably still be a really good augment. Little bodies. HP per body went from 65 to 7 to from 75 to 65. It's an okay nerf. The issue usually with this type of item, with this type of augment, is that the attack speed is, you can just stack like 4 or 5 little bodies without even needing to like compromise front line, back line, anything, and you're just gonna get your Silas, your I don't know, carries giga buffed. So yeah, I don't think this is enough, but we'll see. Long shot sniper attack speed went from 15% to, okay, sure. You're gonna buff it, like they actually buffed the damage percentage from 15 to 18% for sniper, but on the augment that on the sniper related augment they just went for 3% attack speed. Okay. Such a joke, man. Low interest rate, cap interest went from 3 to 4. Okay, so it actually means that you're just getting, it still gives you the 3 bonus gold per turn. 2 bonus gold per turn. That means you're probably gonna have like 20 bonus gold more used than any other player that doesn't have this augment. But then wouldn't you really want to have like fight power? Because like 20 gold is 20 gold worth an augment. I mean, you're getting gold throughout the game and more now, but I never really liked this augment. Now it's even more confusing. So yeah, Midnight Siphon, the Yorick hero augment got nerfed. Okay, sure, it actually makes sense with the fact that Yorick got buffed. Mulched Triad, bonus damage went from 10% to 5%. Thank God, this actually was one of the most powerful augments in the game. If you knew how to play it and if you got the right combination of items and champions for it. Reinforcement gold went from 8 to 12. Yeah, this actually can help you a lot if you wanna like to start your forecasts. I don't usually take this. I would rather just use gold in order to start my forecast. But if you're like going 7th or 8th, and if you really need your forecast, this might actually be the augment for you. It's like a really niche augment, but it's okay, I guess. Stars Are Born, gold went from 5 to 7. Nobody really cares. You're not taking it for the gold. You're usually taking it for power early game. Cable Goat, initial gold went from 2 to 4. Then again, this augment is like pretty much trash because compare this with the quest. What was it called? The other gold augment. The escort quest. You're getting 3 per turn, and for this you're just getting 1 per turn. Like, and you have to defend the other one. I get it, but the front line is not really worth 2 gold per turn. So I mean, okay, sure, you're gonna get this every turn, but yeah, it's whatever. Prismatic Augment, Call to Chaos, emblems went from 4 to 5. Then again, I don't like this augment because it's gambling mostly. I don't really want to gamble when I pick an augment, especially a prismatic augment. So, but this might actually make this Call to Chaos choice a bit better. Living Forge rounds per artifact went from 10 to 8. Wow, okay, so you're gonna probably get one more at the end of the game, but other than that, it's mostly the same. Prismatic Ticket went from 45% to 50%. I don't like this augment. Like, it's not the set for it. It's actually really good in other sets when you like need to reroll, but currently 4 on 5 costs are dominating the meta, so yeah. Shopping Spree. Now it gives 3 gold immediately instead of 1 gold per round. Oh, okay. This is actually like insane. It's an insane nerf. They just took all the gold of this augment. And for nothing, mostly. Like, yeah, okay. I wasn't picking this in the past. I'm not gonna pick it now. So yeah, and the bug fixes. Thank you for joining, guys. This was my patch rundown, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you wanna hear more content like this, or if you wanna see more content like this, you can join me on stream at twitch.tv/mellowtft, or you can just subscribe, like, I don't know, comment, share the bell. I don't know. Anything works. Have a good one. Goodbye.